Hi class, how you guys doing? Okay, welcome to week two. Here we are. Week one is complete, and during week one we just kind of had that introduction to introduction to the class. We kind of looked at the design process, and we also looked at a kind of a preliminary look at some of the principles of design that we're going to be working with throughout the class. This week, during week two, we're going to jump in, get a little more detailed, and start really our deep dive into the principles of design by looking at emphasis and contrast. So in this welcome to week two announcement, we have basically this introduction of the principles of design. As I said, we're starting with emphasis and contrast. There's a couple of examples of both emphasis and contrast. It's important to note that emphasis and contrast are very, very closely related. So I want you to spend some time this week really learning to decipher the differences between emphasis and contrast. As I said, they go hand in hand, there are some inherent differences, and it's incumbent upon the student to understand those differences as we work through the principles of emphasis and contrast. So be sure that you're really specifically clear on those differences. I've got a couple of resources down here for you to take a look at. But before that, we're going to take a look at this week's plan at a glance. Just kind of take a look at what's going on this week. This is what we have to do. This is kind of a checklist for you. Then we have our week two tasks. Again, another sort of checklist. And then I've added these week two resources. Now, if you remember from last week, I added a list of resources in the course announcement. And I leave these resources here not as a way to replace the course materials, but as a way to supplement the course materials. And the reason I do this is for you to be able to build a kind of a mini library for which you can assemble and take with you once the class is complete. This way you have a folder, and if you ever need to refer to advertising design, the principles of design, and the learning outcomes associated with this class, you can go to your folder and you can have your library right there, and it will assist you in working forward in your design career, your student design career, and then it will also assist you in review in your design career. So it's a nice little way to start building your libraries. But I do want to reinforce the fact that these resources that I leave here, again, I just want to reinforce the fact that they're not here to replace the course materials. They're here to supplement the course materials. We have this moving forward, and I just have this kind of statement here. It was what we're going to jump into balance next week. But of course, I end always, as with all announcements, with please contact me if you have any questions at all, or you need any clarification on the materials covered this week. Okay, so that said, that's the announcement. I just kind of want to go through the class real quick in terms of what do we have in store for week two. So a lot of this is self-explanatory, so we won't really take a look at it as far as opening these up and looking at them. But we've got chapter two. Now notice we have two chapters this week. We have the chapter two overview and the chapter three overview. We also have associated lectures, chapter two lecture and chapter three lecture. So be sure that you're aware there's two lectures and two overviews this week. Okay, it's pretty important. If we take a look at the overviews, we'll see that the week two overview is specifically dealing with, okay, so now you can see exactly how slow my computer is. Okay, so emphasis for chapter two overview, and then of course for the chapter three overview, we are going to jump into the principle of contrast. Okay, now please note that each of these are going to be covered in a dedicated lecture located in the week two chapter two lecture and week two chapter three lecture respectively. Okay, so we've got a discussion forum this week. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. By the way, guys, great job last week. Week one discussions, really great job. One comment I do have on week one is that the written portion of the assignment, guys, be as thorough as you can. Be as thorough as you can in the discussions. There's typically a list of elements to address in the discussion. Make sure you hit on every one of these, guys. It's really, really important. Okay, in week two, we covered the emphasis and contrast. We covered emphasis and contrast. Let's take a look at some Midas ads and discuss your thoughts on how emphasis and contrast were either utilized or not utilized in the examples by answering the following questions. So again, we're going to look at this. We're going to decipher, are these principles being displayed here or are they not? Okay, so it's up to you. Now we're taking it a step further from week one where we just said, okay, are these elements present? And let's discuss them. Here we're saying, we take it a step further and saying, okay, now you need to decide, are these elements present? I'm sorry, are these principles present? And if they are, discuss them. If they're not, discuss that as well. So which ad uses emphasis and contrast the best? Tell why. Which ad uses emphasis and contrast the worst or lacking? Tell why. And give an example of how a type of contrast was used effectively in one of the ads. Okay, so again, that will point back to the lecture. So please be sure to view those lectures. Okay, enough of week 2 discussion. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Let's go ahead and take a look at discussion InDesign exercise. Guys, this is pretty important stuff right here. I've got this open right here. This is the InDesign week 2 InDesign exercise. And as you can see, there's a complete demonstration here of the exercise. Please go through this. It's about 15 minutes long. Please go through it. And guys, I'm going to tell you, if it's your first time opening InDesign, go through this video, then go through it again. Follow along. It's really done very well and very simple. The tasks are very simplified and very deliberate in the delivery and execution of this tutorial video. So please, please take a look at that. And then when you're done, take a look at it again and really work along with this until these principles sink in. And I'm talking about not the principles of design, but the basic principles of setting up an InDesign document. Okay, and then we have our quiz. Of course, we have our week 2 quiz. Now, those of you who are contacting me about week 1 quiz, the quizzes are now ready to go. So you don't have to worry about filling in both blank answers in the quiz. They're going to be they're going to be manually graded. So just take the quiz and accordingly, and don't worry about having to fill in the 2 blank areas, etc. So if that doesn't make sense, let me know, guys. If it doesn't make sense, then you probably did it correctly during week 1. But if you didn't, I corrected it manually. So you don't have to worry about missing points on a quiz because you didn't fill in the second blank in the question. I hope that makes sense, guys. It all points to the fact that the quizzes were self-graded before, and so if you did things like kind of missed a letter in the spelling or that, it would have marked it wrong. So I adjusted that, so now we can accommodate those requirements accordingly. Watch your spelling, guys. Really important. It's reasonable to say that if a term is spelled wrong, you will not get credit for it. Okay, back to the task at hand, and we are back at WIZ. So that kind of covers what's going on during week 2. Principles of design, kind of an introduction here. We've got emphasis, an example, contrast, an example. Over here we have our plan at a glance, our tasks, our resources, and then moving forward. Okay, guys, so that is welcome to week 2. Guys, everyone's doing fantastic work. Really great job during week 1. Everyone is very engaged, and we are definitely moving forward, making outstanding forward progress as a group, and that's important. Okay, guys, again, questions, comments, concerns, clarifications, please let me know. I'll be glad to make any of the above. Thank you very much.